I have lighting which does not change color every 30 seconds, so I'm very happy about this. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my second video and I hope you're still here with me. First of all, I want to thank you so much for the awesome feedback on my first video. I got so many awesome comments welcoming me to the booktube community and also people just telling me that they like my personality, and it was so crazy because I did not even expect one single comment. So that was just amazing, and thank you so much for everyone who already subscribed, even though I don't know why you're here, but thank you for being here. So today I want to talk about my December wrap up and also my October TBR. But the October TBR is not going to include my Spookathon TBR, which is in October, because not all the books I want to read have arrived yet, and I just want them all here and want to be certain that I want to read them during Spookathon. And then I'll probably show them to you. After this way too long intro, we're just going to get started with my September wrap up. The first thing I read was not really a book. It was just a collection of Donald Duck comics. I don't know, I just like it, I loved it. I just bought it because of nostalgia. I loved them as a kid. And I found out that I still really like them. I'm probably gonna give it like 4 out of 5 stars. I don't even know if I can find it on Goodreads, so I don't know. But probably not gonna look either. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, nostalgia, and actually the humor is still really good, even though I'm like 10 years older than last time when I read this. So still funny, still cool, and yeah, it's just comics. I can't probably even consider it a graphic novel. It's just Donald Duck comics, and I love them. So that's it. The first kind of real book, the first novel of this month, was Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I really enjoyed this book. It is about a 70-year-old girl in London in 1888, the year where Jack the Ripper terrorized London. And she is a highborn girl, like her father is a lord, I think, but she does not want to be just, you know, like a girl who attends tea parties. She actually is studying forensics under her uncle, who is a professor at a university. And over all this, she gets into the investigation about Jack the Ripper and wants to find out herself who Jack the Ripper actually is. It was really enjoyable, actually. I really loved the writing. The characters were very realistic, and also the writing, I think, fitted the time period it was about. I mean, I can't really talk to the authenticity of, you know, the whole language, but for me it sounded fitting, okay? Let's just say it like that. For me it was fitting. I don't know if it's really like truly 1800s English, but it was good. Okay, cool. Next, I like the feminism in this book. It was really cool. It's not like crazy feminist manifesto or anything, but it's just, you know, everyday feminism you should see everywhere, especially in the 1800s, I guess. Audrey Rose, the main character, just wants to be seen as equal to every man. She's not short on just trying to be seen as equal and telling people that she wants to be seen as equal. She's just very out and proud about this, and I so much appreciated this about the book. Just because she does not want to be played with, she's just a badass, and I loved her for this. The only two things, and they're kind of big things that I have to criticize this book for, are that I guessed who Jack the Ripper was like halfway through the book. So it was not like a big surprising reveal. And the second one is that the ending, like the big reveal, was kind of weird to me. I mean, it kind of fit, but it still did not really fit. If you read the book, you probably know what I mean. It was just very over the top, but I still very much enjoyed it, and I gave it 3 stars. It was still really good. The next book that I read this month was A Dark Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I've never read another Victoria Schwab book before, and I don't know why, because this was awesome. This was so awesome. I love the magic system. I mean, I don't really have to tell you what it is about, right? Because everyone knows, and also it's kind of hard to summarize this book. If you want to know, if you don't already know what this book is about and you want to know, just please go on Goodreads. But yeah, I love this. I love the magic system. I love the characters. They were, for me, all very realistic, even though a lot of people actually complain about Lila, who is kind of the supporting sidekick character of the book. A lot of them say that she is selfish and she's a brat and she doesn't even know what she's doing all the time and she's just very annoying. For me, she was a very realistic character because yes, she was a thief, or she is still a thief, and yes, she definitely is selfish, but I think there's a lot of character development on her side in this book So I don't know, I don't get the big criticism about her character. Also, I gave this book 5 stars, so I probably shouldn't criticize her character, right? Because if there was something to criticize, it wouldn't be a 5-star read for me. So yeah, awesome. Also, this is the exclusive collector's edition because I could not find the normal hardcover edition of this for a reasonable price. So I got the collector's edition, which has awesome fan art on the front and back pages. And also, this particular book is also signed. So that's cool. My 4th book of the month was Unravel Me by Tara Murphy. I read Shatter Me a few months ago and I really enjoyed it, but I have a really big problem with continuing series, so I just didn't touch them for a few months. But now I did and I don't regret it. I really like this book. Nothing that I actually predicted after reading Shatter Me would happen in this book happened in this book, so this was really cool. I don't know if other people would see it as character driven, but for me it was very character driven. There's not a lot of badass action in there, just, I don't know, Juliet growing, I think. Also, Kenji is such a cool character in this book, I really like him. And also the other characters in this book are very cool. Not all of them like perfectly fleshed out, but still very believable characters. The love triangle was something that I was a little bit annoyed with, just because I was annoyed with Adam. Other than that, I liked Juliet's growth, like especially at the end of the book. I really enjoyed it. And also, chapter 62, okay, is everything. Just saying, chapter 62, yeah. So, I gave this 4 out of 5 stars just because of the whole Adam and Juliet angst thing. Other than that, this was such a good book, seriously. The next book, Ignite Me by Tara Murphy. So, this book was just, it was so good. I love Juliet's growth, like her opinion on her powers and how she used them and how she was just such a bad bitch in this book, and I loved her every second of this book. Also, the relationship in this book, so good. I mean, it was very realistic. It wasn't too cheesy, but it also wasn't like too angsty, I think. It was just the perfect amount of angst and the perfect amount of cheese and also sexy time, so that was awesome. Also Kenji in this book, there's one chapter, I don't know, I actually sticky tapped it. Chapter 24, Juliet and Kenji in this book are just everything, and I actually reread this chapter 3 times after I read the book just because it was so wholesome and so good and so funny. I love this book and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars because this is so good. The next book is Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco, which is the second book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I don't think that it's a trilogy. This book was so good, like so good, okay? All of the little flaws that I found in the last book were just completely gone. In this book they are in Transylvania in Dracula's old castle, because in this castle there now is a forensic school and Audrey and Thomas Creswell want to study there. But a lot of weird murders are happening and they're trying to solve the mystery behind those murders. It was just so good. The atmosphere was so awesome. I could literally picture every single detail of the castle and how it just could creep someone out. The atmosphere, the writing, everything, the characters, especially side characters, were so well fleshed out. I mean, you didn't need to know every single detail about those people, but they still seemed so real. Nobody was completely perfect, nobody was completely bad or an asshole, just everyone was kind of morally grey but also kind of nice. Most of them kind of nice. Also, I did not guess who the murderer was in this book, and I gave this 4 stars. It was still not like the perfect book for me, but so close. Let's get into the last book that I finished this month. This is the only standalone and the only contemporary book I read this month, and it is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It was everything, okay? I'm just gonna say it was 5 stars. I so enjoyed it so much. Evelyn, the main character, told her life story to a reporter, and you had kind of this dual perspective, one of Evelyn just telling her story and how she felt and, you know, everything from her point of view, and also there was the reporter who just took things that Evelyn told her and kind of translated them into her own life. It was just so beautiful. I literally forgot so many times that Evelyn was not a real person and that I was in fact just reading a fictional work. So I loved it, okay? Also the great reveal at the end, like this plot twist thing in the end that happened, just I cried. I was on a train back home from work and I cried and people looked at me weird, but that was worth it. Just read it. Now let's go on to my TBR of October. I have 7 books, I think, 6 or 7 books. 6 books. The first book on my TBR, Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I got this immediately after I finished reading The Ocean at the End of the Lane, which I loved so much, and I don't know what it is about, but I just want to read it because it's short and I need to read more books so I can finish my reading challenge on Goodreads. And also Neil Gaiman is a very good writer, so I actually don't really care what it is about because I just think it's going to be awesome. Next book I want to read is Blue Lily Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the 3rd book in the Raven Cycle series. Yeah, I loved the first 2 books. I gave the first one 4 stars, the second one I gave 5 stars, and I'm just very excited to get into this world again. And yeah. Next book I want to read, We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. Also, I've had this on my Goodreads TBR for so long. I finally got it and I just want to read it. Also, the cover is beautiful and yeah, this is about a boy who gets abducted by aliens and I think gets the choice to save the world. I think it's just a button he has to press, and if he doesn't press the button then the world will end. And at first he just decides that he's definitely going to save the world, but then he thinks about all the problems that he has in his life and his loved ones have in their lives, and he just, you know, starts thinking about the meaning of life and if it's actually that good to keep this world as it is. I think it's kind of a mixture of contemporary and science fiction, and I'm so here for it. Next book I want to read, I'm super excited for, and this is Shatter Me by Tara Murphy. It's the 4th book, like the surprise 4th book in the Shatter Me series, and first of all, this cover is beautiful. Second of all, deckled edges, I'm here for it. Okay, next book I want to read is City of Ashes, and as you may notice, there is a bookmark in it. I read, I think, a little bit over half of this book already, and I can't remember a thing. I don't know why, okay? But I really want to love this series. I really want to love Cassandra Clare's books, and I really like the Shadowhunter universe, I guess. So I just want to really love the story, and I'm definitely going to reread the first half and then read the second half. So yeah, I'm probably going to take out my bookmark and just start over. And the last book that I want to read in October is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I just read that The Wicked King, the 2nd book in this series, is going to come out in January, so I finally need to read it. I mean, it's only October, but still, I need to read it. And I've had it on my shelf for so long. This book is about Jude. She is human, and she and her sister, I think, get kidnapped into this fairy world where they have to prove themselves. I think. I don't know. I don't want to know too much about it, just because I kind of love jumping into, especially fantasy books, blind. Okay, my foot fell asleep. It's getting very dark outside, so I definitely need to finish up this video so I can edit it today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in my next video. If you want to see a full review on any of the books mentioned in this video, please let me know. I will definitely try to make one. Okay, that is it. If you enjoyed the video, you can give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel and also turn post notifications on if you want to do this. If you don't, then I'm completely fine with this too. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.